The film begins by showing Ramuna's farmhouse, where she lives with her son and daughter. At this moment, Ramuna is watching a video through which we learn that she and her husband had lovingly built and managed every part of this farmhouse. Watching the video makes Ramuna emotional, as her husband had died in an accident. In that same accident, Ramuna lost her legs. This tragedy had broken her mentally as well, to the point where she was no longer able to properly care for her house or her children. As a result, the condition of the house had deteriorated significantly. In fact, all the small and big tasks were now being handled by her son, Taylor. Despite this, Ramuna's behavior toward them remained strict. Every day when she woke up, the first thing she would say was, "Give me strength." When she came out of her room, she saw that Taylor had already done most of the chores, but many household items had run out, and even the electricity was gone. During this, she suddenly noticed someone sitting in their yard, a woman, completely covered in a cloth. Seeing this, Ramuna became scared. She told her kids to stay inside the house and went out to confront the woman, asking her what she was doing there. To scare her off, Ramuna said, "My husband is going to be home any minute, so it's best if you leave right now." But the lady shocked her by replying, "Your husband is already dead, in the same accident in which you lost your legs." Now Ramuna was truly frightened. The woman then said, "Ramuna, today is the day you used to call me for. I've come." When Ramuna started to understand what the woman meant, she saw the woman's hands were soaked in blood. Terrified, Ramuna ran toward her car, hoping to start it and charge her phone to call the police. But the car wouldn't start either. Scared, Ramuna went back inside the house. Her children started asking questions about the woman in black outside. Instead of answering, she scolded them into silence. When the kids kept asking, her anger exploded. She began breaking things and even shouted at her children. Then she went around the house and locked all the windows from the inside. When she finally sat down, she felt pain in the wound on her leg. She noticed a stitch had been removed. Looking outside, she saw the strange woman had moved closer to the house. She thought of bringing the dog, Charlie, inside for safety. But when she stepped out, the dog was missing. She didn't tell the kids about this, but the fear further fueled her rage. She even lashed out at Taylor again, and at one point slapped her daughter for repeatedly writing things incorrectly. Immediately, Ramuna realized her mistake. It wasn't that big of an error to deserve such harsh punishment. She quickly hugged her daughter, but when she looked in the mirror, something strange happened. There was a knife in her hand, and she suddenly stabbed her daughter. She snapped out of it instantly and saw she was actually holding a pillow, which she had stabbed with the knife. She had no memory of when or how the knife came to her, or who gave it to her. Taylor saw his mother from behind and grew even more worried. He realized that his mother was no longer mentally stable and that he would have to find a way out of this situation himself. Ramuna took her daughter to another room, while Taylor quietly slipped out of the house. He went to the neighboring farmhouse through the fields, hoping to get help. But just like before, the car wouldn't start. A little while later, Ramuna came looking for him and got very angry. She forcefully brought him back into the house. Now Taylor was angry too. He had realized their dog, Charlie, was gone and that Ramuna was hiding something from them. He told his mom, "You can't handle this. I'll deal with it myself." Saying this, he stormed into a room that held his father's belongings and picked up a gun. Ramuna followed him and tried to stop him, saying, "What are you doing? Put that back." In a fit of rage, Taylor took the gun and went outside, pointing it at the woman in black and yelling, "Get off my property now!" But the woman wasn't afraid. Instead, she removed her veil and said, "Your mom has been lying to you all along." Right there, the black-veiled woman revealed a shocking truth to Taylor and told him to go and ask his mother about it. Furious, Taylor stormed inside and asked Ramuna, "How did my dad really die?" Ramuna, shaken by his sudden confrontation, began telling the story. That night, she and David had gone to a fancy restaurant, but Ramuna wasn't happy. She didn't enjoy living at the farmhouse. It involved a lot of hard work. Even though David had moved there on her request, leaving his 9-to-5 city job, Ramuna now found the farmhouse life boring. While everyone else had happily settled in, Ramuna remained unsatisfied and wanted to move again. David refused, saying moving so soon after settling down wasn't practical. They had a serious argument and eventually left the restaurant. It was then revealed that it wasn't David, but Ramuna who was driving that night. She saw a shadow of the same black-veiled lady behind her, which distracted her and led to the accident. However, she had lied to her children, saying David was driving and caused the crash. Hearing this truth broke Taylor. He was deeply hurt, and negativity began to grow inside him as well. This gave the woman outside their house even more power. Her shadow started growing bigger, looming closer. Trying to escape her, the family went into the attic. But even there, the black-veiled lady tried to pull Ramuna's young daughter toward her using her shadow. Though they tried to hold on to her, the girl was being dragged fast. Taylor quickly rushed and covered the window through which the woman was controlling the girl. As soon as the window was covered, the girl was freed. But the woman didn't stop there. She began flickering the house lights, knocking things over, trying to scare them. Then she began possessing Ramuna. It was shown as though Ramuna and the woman had merged into one. The woman hugged Ramuna's daughter and then vanished. Taylor watched this happen in confusion and fear. His mother and sister had suddenly disappeared. Suddenly, Ramuna appeared behind him, holding a lighter. Now Ramuna and Taylor started looking for her daughter. While doing so, Ramuna entered a mysterious room that seemed to reflect her past. Inside, she saw David, who looked very happy. He said to her, "Look, the flowers you love have bloomed." As she got closer, the scene changed. Suddenly, David began attacking her. It turned violent. In the next moment, Ramuna found herself sitting in the yard, dressed in black, just like the mysterious woman who had been haunting them. At that moment, a different version of Ramuna appeared in front of her. It was the scene of the first time she had ever encountered the black-veiled woman. In that moment, Ramuna, now dressed in black, began to remove her veil. The other version of herself eerily said, "The day you were waiting for has come." The scene cuts, and Ramuna finds herself back in the attic with both her children. They come downstairs, only to find the black-veiled woman standing in front of them. Frightened, Ramuna points a gun at her, but the woman says, "I didn't come here on my own. You called me." She tells Ramuna, "Every morning you used to say, 'Give me strength.' You were actually asking for the strength to end your own life. And now I've come to help you do that." Now alone with the woman, Ramuna is emotionally manipulated into ending her life. The woman places a gun beneath the garden area and pressures her to use it. But in the next scene, we see Ramuna walk out of that room unharmed. Her children ask, "Where did that woman go?" Ramuna replies, "She won't come back. I made her go away, and now I've found the strength within me. If she ever returns, I will fight her." They begin walking back into the house, and at that very moment, the lights return, and their missing dog also comes back. Inside the house, we see a painting made by Ramuna, and within it is the dark lady we've been seeing throughout the movie. The truth is, the dark lady was a manifestation of Ramuna's negative thoughts. She had allowed her inner darkness to grow so powerful that it took physical form, becoming an entity that haunted her and her family. In the end, when Ramuna came out of that room, she had finally overcome her negativity. As a result, the entity vanished, and the family was finally at peace. And with that, the story comes to an end.